Bam. My peoples. My peoples. Shakur Stevenson and Conor Benn sat for an interview, and they were next to each other, just going back and forth, and the conversation turned into Shakur saying, "I'll fight you." It's good. And Conor Benn saying, "Okay, let's do it at 147. Okay, well, um, let's do it in November." So technically, we can say that they verbally agreed to fight this year. Is it gonna happen? Let's see. But you can see the friction in the air. Conor Benn says, "I will flatten you at the welterweight division." Shakur said, "Easy work." Shakur asked him, when did you start boxing? Conor Benn says 17. Shakur's response was, "You're cooked. You are cooked." And Conor Benn didn't know what he meant by that. The host had to explain to him, "Oh, he's saying you're in trouble." And then Shakur let him know, "Dude, I've been boxing since I was 5 years old." So there was an interesting exchange between Conor Benn and Shakur Stevenson. And let's see if they're actually going to fight. Shakur even asked him, "Will you say that I'm great if I beat you?" And first, Conor Benn said no. And he said, "Wait a minute, if I jump up 2 divisions and I beat you?" And he said, "Okay, yeah, I'll agree." So let's see. It looks like they're both interested in making that fight happen, my peoples. Y'all already know what it is. I'm Jay Smith. This is Boxing for Breakfast. Well, you already know you're going to get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning, my peoples. Let's get this action. On Lace, salute, my G. Bring out the laptop. We have boxing this morning. You missed a couple of good fights already. Oh, my God, bro. Chris Fonson, Conor Benn is cooked. Damn, bro. Let me pull out the laptop while we talking, man. On Lace, Sonny Willis versus guy. Oh, fuck. Chris Fonson, no more Tank versus Roach. Was that officially announced? Chris Fonson? Was that officially announced? No Tank versus Roach. That's crazy. I've been saying it. But let me know, what do you mean by that, my brother? Well, I'll grab this laptop, man. We need to find out. Damn, man. Missing out on them fights, which I could have been calling for y'all. That's crazy. But I already got, I'm always close to the laptop. Always close to the laptop, my boy. So, oh, man. Here we go. Let's set this thing up. My peoples, to everybody who just tuned in, welcome to Boxing for Breakfast. Y'all about to get a real healthy dosage of sweet science. Situation looks like it's heating up between Conor Benn and Shakur Stevenson. Y'all saw them going face to face. And if you didn't see the interview, because I don't know, nobody's really talking about it. Or it happened recently. But technically, Shakur Stevenson and Conor Benn agreed to fight each other in November. They're like, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. And it all really went down because Conor Benn said, "I will flatten you." And Shakur's like, "Oh, you flatten me? Let's fight. What's good?" So we might actually get it. Shakur Stevenson and Conor Benn, they look interested in fighting each other. Chris Fontaine, Roach said he moving on. Whoa. Tank never signed. Chris Fontaine. But honestly, I think Tank pulled a fast one on Roach. On Lace, I've been watching for you to get you live on Lace. Salute, my brother. I know I normally start at 6 in the morning. Today I had to start at 7. But we in the building, my G. We definitely in the building. Laptop in the building. Let's get it fired up. Got my charger right there just in case. But what do you guys think about the possibility of Conor Benn and Shakur Stevenson facing each other at the welterweight division? And you know Shakur is not about that goofy stuff. It ain't going to be no rehydration clause. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Shakur was sizing each other up. They was both sizing each other up. And Shakur was like, yo, we about the same size. You're not a lot bigger than me. You're not big like that. I tell you what, my peoples, I like that fight. I know that there's gonna be the haters who, as always, who have their hate angles on Shakur. But unless Shakur beats Conor, I see it that way too. I see it that way. I told you guys before, man, Shakur, he is that dude. So I don't see anybody beating him. The only way that I see Shakur losing is if he does something too crazy, you know, tries to move up way too high, you know, in weight classes, and then faces an opponent that's just too big for him. And he gets beat because of that. But, yo, in and around his division, ain't nobody beating him. It's just not happening. Shakur, regardless of how much hate he gets, he's a special fighter. I don't know why. Even after the last performance, you see that people don't want to give him credit. Even after that last performance. Like, how could you watch this guy in that fight and still not want to give him credit? Still not want to say, yo, yeah, Shakur, he's a great fighter. That's it. I have to admit, I have no choice. That's really what it should be. You should just accept it with everything that we've seen from Shakur Stevenson. It's enough to say, damn, yeah, he's a great fighter. But he just has to keep doing it over and over and over. That's in fact, that's part of the reason why I see Shakur like Floyd Mayweather. And I keep telling people, yo, Shakur's career is playing out exactly like Floyd. If you look at Shakur Stevenson's accomplishment by his age of 28, and you look at Floyd Mayweather's accomplishment by the age of 28, it's about the same. It's about the same. So, yes, Shakur hasn't faced the names that Floyd Mayweather faced at that same age, but he doesn't have the option. People don't want to face him. It's other fighters who don't want to fight Shakur, and we all know this. We all see it, but for whatever reason, we act like, oh, well, it's Shakur that he's not fighting anybody. He's not fighting. Well, guess what? They don't want to fight him. Come on now. Let's act like we know what's really going on. People do not want to fight Shakur. They don't want to take that L. They do not want that L, my people. They don't. By the way, my bad, y'all see all this movement? Setting up the laptop real quick, man. See what's going on with them fights. Pierre Oliver, can't wait for Fundora versus Tim. My brother, listen, I can't wait for that rematch since the first fight. Like, I wanted it to be an immediate rematch. But I guess, you know, the politics or whatever, it couldn't happen. And if they would have had the immediate rematch, I think it would have been more interesting. It's still super interesting right now. But you know how it is. Tim Tszyu took a couple of losses. His stocks are a little bit down right now. I think if Tszyu and Fundora would have rematched right away, it would have been more interesting because at that time, Tszyu would have only had one loss. But politics, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Dry turkey, both Kid Austin and Andy Cruz will cause Shakur more issues than Zepeda could. Those are fights in reality that we would have to see how they play out, you know, because those are assumptions. Now, I think Andy Cruz is better than this dude. So, but then again, I would say, how about those same two opponents versus Tank Davis? Do they cause some more problems than Roach? Sup, Dry Turkey? Bam! I can't believe we were at the Pacquiao fight week. It's gonna go down, bro. I've been really, really looking forward to that fight. You know, there's the whole storyline about Manny Pacquiao being 46 years old. Can he actually do it? Can he actually become a world champion at 46 years old? We're gonna find out, man. We're gonna find out. I'm I'm excited about it. Mario Barrios is said that he's prepared for the backlash. Like if he put a nasty beating on Manny Pacquiao, you know, people are gonna be mad at him for doing that, but he gotta do what he gotta do. I hope, I hope they're not underestimating Pac-Man. Because yeah, okay. He's 46 years old. But if you're going in there, you know, underestimating him, you might get your ass whooped. You might take a beating out there. Because, let's face it, the old man can fight. And you know what's funny, my peoples? I want you to see how I am Jay Stradamus. I'm going to show you an example of what makes me Jay Stradamus. About 2 months ago, and the video's up, I posted it. About 2 months ago, I posted that I felt there was a coincidence that Cambosos mentioned that he was approached about a fight with Floyd Mayweather. And that was right around the time we found out that Mario Barrios was planning to fight Pac-Man. And I asked you guys what you thought about that, the possibility of Floyd, you know, coming back to also get a win and then challenging Pac-Man for the title that he recently won from Barrios. And now I'm seeing they were talking about it in the Zone, you know, one of those boxing shows, and they were talking about it. And I'm like, damn, 2 months ago, I was talking about it. And now it's being floated around. The possibility of Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. But I've been talking about that. Been talking about that, my people. Unlace a bad beating. Jump arrow, hit that like button, my people. Hell yeah, man. Stop ducking that like button, everyone. Yes, I remember. Dry Turkey PBC will love that. Look, I'm going to tell you like this. Manny Pacquiao, if Manny Pacquiao wins that fight, everybody is going to be calling him out to fight. Everybody. But you guys already know that the person in front of that line is Floyd Mayweather. Everybody get out the way. If Floyd Mayweather says, yo, we want to do that rematch, that's it. Everybody going to have to get out the way. So, my people, there's some fights going on this morning. And I'm looking that up. See what's going on out here. See what's going on with them fights. Guys, oh, it's on the Zone. Hold on, let me see. Who on lays? Oh man, damn! I seen a lot of comments that I missed from you guys. Be my bad, yo. I'm over here looking in the laptop, ignoring y'all and shit. John Parent, who fights today? I'm checking right now. The fights are going on. Hold on. Let me see. Sonny, is it Williams versus Galen? Is that the fight that's going down right now? Let me see. Oh shit, what the fuck? Yep, Bill Williams versus Paul Galen. So yeah, my people, there's some boxing going on. There's some boxing going on. Let me know, man. Let me know if y'all want me to call this fight for y'all. Let you know what's going on. You know, this is an episode of Boxing for Breakfast. But there's some fights going on, man. There's some fights going on, my people. So we're going to stay tuned into that. We're going to stay tuned into those fights. On Lace, I'm not sure if it's going to be good, but boxing is boxing. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to leave it right there playing, see what's going on, keep you guys updated. If somebody getting, pummeled out there, I'm going to let y'all know. John Parham, Jay Smith, a professional with it now. I try. So my peoples, when it comes to this weekend, Manny Pacquiao, Mario Barrios, that's a heck of a fight. That's the biggest fight, obviously, because Pac-Man is such a big star. But remember, Bam is also gonna fight. I expect Bam to do what he does. Soul Sink Drama, thoughts on Canelo versus Crawford. So, my prediction, I've made it many times. I feel like Terence Crawford is going to win that fight by unanimous decision. I see a tough competitive fight. They're going to go back and forth. I have Canelo obviously winning rounds and having success to some level. But at the end of the day, Terence Crawford is going to find a way to outbox Canelo. I think that his height and reach advantages are going to be more of a factor than people want to accept, that people want to see. In fact, look, we saw what Hamza Shiraz did to Edgar Berlanga. His reach was part of that. He had a huge reach advantage on Edgar Berlanga, and he just beat him up, pummeled him badly. Terence Crawford has a huge reach over Canelo Alvarez. And I think that people underestimate that. If you notice, the main focus is about power. Oh, he got more power. He's stronger. And people not realizing the physical advantages that Terence Crawford has. The main focus is Canelo's power. But how about Crawford's height and reach? Those are also physical advantages. But we'll see how the fight plays out. Soul Sink Drama. If Crawford can handle Canelo power, he can win, right? That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Look, you're saying if he can handle the power. Why if he can handle the power? We've already seen fighters that can handle the power. Why question if Crawford can handle the power? If Canelo can handle Crawford power, he can avoid getting knocked out. If he can handle Crawford's power, he can avoid getting knocked out. Still Sink Drama. You're picking Crawford over Canelo, sir? Yes, I got Crawford. That's what I said in my first sentence, bro. That's what I said in my response. I got Crawford winning by unanimous decision. Eric Anthony Davis. Terence Bud Crawford is going to run down on Saul Canelo Alvarez. Look, man, people just keep underestimating Terence Crawford. It's like, for whatever reason, I guess when you don't like somebody, you're always looking for a negative angle, for a negative perspective, as opposed to seeing what he brings to the table. That's just the way it is. But on September, look, you know what's going to happen on September 13th? Give me a hug. Good morning, Ryan. On September 13th, on September 14th, you know what's going to happen? The same thing that happened after Shakur's fight. Before the fight, all the haters were out in full force. He's going to run. He's going to run all night. Zapater's going to put that pressure. Zapater's too strong and Shakur don't got no power. He's not going to respect Shakur. Zapater's going to beat him up. What happened the following day? Everybody disappeared. I couldn't find anybody. Till this day, I don't know where's all the people that were saying that Shakur was going to run. That's the same thing y'all did when Errol Spence got pummeled by Crawford. What happened then? Everybody who said Errol Spence was too big, too strong, the following day, where was they at? Nowhere to be. We still don't know where Errol Spence fans is at. The ones who say he was going to knock Crawford out. Now, everybody knew that Crawford was going to beat Spence. Everybody knew it now. But before the fight, there was a lot of people saying that Errol. So it's the same thing now. All the people that are saying Canelo's going to beat him, Canelo. On September 14th, we're not going to find them. They're going to be nowhere to be found. Soul-Sing drama. How about the two-weight jump for a boxer? That doesn't mean anything. It's been done in the past, my brother. Google it. If Terence Crawford win, he will not be the first fighter to move up 2 divisions and win a title. So what about it? There's nothing about it other people that just can't accept that somebody can make history. That's all there is to that. Javier Adan Mondragon. Canelo will walk through his punches at 168. I mean, that's an assumption that you want to make, but it's gonna be real quick. You're gonna find out real quick that is wrong. Like, look, you're not even predicting just win and loss. You're just saying he's gonna walk right through his punches. In the first round of this fight, you're gonna find out that you're wrong. When you see Canelo eat a couple of those and be hesitant, and even sometimes be the one moving around in the ring, you're gonna find out that you're 100% wrong, bro. Like, it's not even close. H. Lonifa, and Hakwara. Canelo is not going to let Crawford beat him. No way. Nobody lets nobody beat them, my guy. They just beat your ass because they better than you. You think Zapata let Shakur beat him? My man Zapata was throwing 1,000 punches around. You think he let Shakur beat him? You don't let people beat you. They just better than you. Soul-Sing drama. No way he can handle Crawford power. Unless, John, maybe take the kids to Adventure Island. It's down the street. Soul-Sing drama. He can handle Triple G's power. That's irrelevant, my brother. That doesn't mean anything. I would explain. There's a lot that I have to explain to you so that you know why that doesn't mean anything. But you have this mindset that Canelo is impossible to knock him out because you're always going to be able to bring that card, right? Every time you fight somebody that's not as big, you're always going to bring Triple G, Triple G, Triple G. What you're not understanding is that Canelo is older, has taken a lot more punches than back then. And, wear and tear is a real thing. Not only that, it's all about eating the right punch at the right time. Soul-Sing drama, you seem to not understand that. All you have to do is eat that punch that you don't see coming, and you're going to sleep. That can happen to anybody. Anybody, including Canelo. What Canelo's very good at, number one, rolling with the punches. When he gets hit, boom, he rolls with it. So you think he got hit flush, but he didn't because he moved with the momentum of the punch. He's very good at that. So most of the time that you think Canelo got hit flush, he did not. If you watch the fight with Triple G, he ate good shots. He ate some real good shots. But he never take that punch that you don't see coming. Canelo's very wary, very good with that. But if Crawford catch him with a counter punch that he doesn't see coming, let's say he throws a right hand and Crawford goes under it and catch him with an uppercut like he did Errol, and he don't see it coming, boom, he can absolutely get knocked out. The logic that he ate Triple G's punches, so that doesn't mean absolutely nothing, my G. Like, look, I'm going to give you That type of logic since Soul Drama, so you can see the type of logic that you guys have. The Terrence Crawford hater folks. I'm going to tell you the logic that you guys have. Remember when he was going to fight Errol Spence? And y'all said, well, look, Little Gamboa hurt him. So if Little Gamboa hurt him, imagine what Errol's going to do to him. And then you saw what happened. Y'all thought Errol Spence was going to kill Crawford because supposedly Gamboa hurt him. So you have to understand that what happened with another fight and another fighter and all that stuff, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant and incoherent. You want to say with me? Come on. Say with me. Yeah, that's boxing. Yeah, they're going to win a prize. They're going to win money. Victor J. Ball ran from Boots at 147. That's a lie, Victor J. You're lying. Don't lie. Don't make stuff up. Terrence Crawford actually sent an offer to Jerome Boots Ennis at welterweight. And Jerome Boots, his own father, is on video saying, we didn't take the offer because we was loyal to Espinoza and to Showtime. Stop it. Come on, Victor J. Don't lie. You're talking to the human algorithm. I know what's going on with these things. Crawford dug Boots at welterweight in the same division where he sent them an offer to fight him. And Boots' father is on video saying we declined that offer. Stop it, bro. Don't do it. Don't lie like that. That's not necessary. Javier Adrian Mondragon. Canelo would just touch butt, tooth, body, or arms and make him hesitate. My brother, you never boxed a day in your life. That's why you think that way. It's not going to go down the way you think. Rico Alice won. They don't know shit about boxing. That's why Floyd Mayweather uncle said that. That's why he said that. Most people don't know shit about boxing. You think watching boxing on TV makes you an expert. But it doesn't. Victor J. Hamza had illegal hand wraps. That's not true. That hasn't been proven. You're floating conspiracies now, my brother. On Lace, ¿qué pasó, Ryan? Playing in his daycare, he fell. Got hit right there. Team SLY, Me TV. Styles make fights and fighters evolve. That's a fact, my brother. That is a fact. And because styles make fights, there's no reason to bring up what happened with another fighter in another fight. Like, there's no point. That's irrelevant. Victor J, you always been against Boots. I haven't said anything against Boots. Victor J, I didn't say anything against Boots. What did I say against Boots? The only thing that I have said against Boots, the only thing that I have said about Boots is that he was the best in the welterweight division, that I wanted to see him fight Brian Norman Jr., and that he's going to be the best at 154. How exactly am I against Boots, Victor J? Just because you're lying and I set the record straight doesn't mean I'm against Boots. It just means that you're a Crawford hater who'll be making stuff up out of thin air just to hate on him. Stop it, bro. Stop lying on a fighter just to create your own narrative. ¿Y tu barriguita cómo va? Bien, bien, bien. ¿Está bien? ¿Y tu cabecita? ¿Te sanaste bien? Me sanaron a mí, me sanaron. ¿Dame un abrazo? Eric Anthony Davis, you misunderstood my comment, brother. I got Crawford winning. Running all over Canelo. Not away from it. Oh, okay, my bad, family. Victor J. My thing, I cooked on accident last week. My bad. Pierre Oliver, Dalier. I think the best at 154 right now is Bakram. Hold on, right? Show them that left and the right. Right there. Show them, right? And you gotta show them the uppercut too. Show them, remember the uppercut. You gotta give them that uppercut, man. Vamos bajando, está bien. You see the uppercut? Give him the uppercut from the bottom. So, look, I'm gonna say this. See. So, I'm gonna say like this, my people. Backroom. Come on. I'm gonna say this, my people. Backroom is a tough fighter. And we see that by the way that he absolutely destroyed Tim Tszyu. You gotta respect Backroom. Ben Ryan. So I respect, come on, I respect Backroom. You know, after what he, espérate Ryan, que estoy bajando la escalera, be careful. After what he did to Tim Tszyu, I'm looking forward to seeing him fight with another one of the big boys. You know, because I'm going to tell you what, sometimes, and I'm not saying that this is the case with Backroom, but sometimes you see a fighter get a big win, like, for example, Cambosos, who got that big win. Agárrate bien. Like Cambosos, who got that big win against Teofimo, and then you haven't seen him be able to replicate that success. So we have to wonder, you know, okay, Backroom got that big win. Is he going to, you know, be able to replicate that versus other big name fighters?
Moisés, ¿verdad? El código de 1562. Pasa para acá.
Yo oigo la cafetería.
Dame un abrazo. I love you.
¡Amontame! ¡Ya nos vamos!
Team SLY, Me TV. I love you, Ryan. I think Bam will be the tank of the weekend. We need to put more attention on Bam Rodriguez. Not enough people talking about this unification. So look, I tell you what. Bam is a fighter who should be way more popular than what he is. Should be more popular than what he is. But part of the reason for him not being, you know, as known and as spoken about is his own doing. Because Bam, he's not real active on social media. He deactivated his Instagram I think like 2 years ago, something like that. He never been back on. He doesn't really engages with the fans on social media platforms unless, you know, when he's in training camp and maybe they posting and doing interviews with him. But Bam, he has to be more out there, my people. I compare him, even though it's a different sport, but I'm talking about basketball, another athlete, but I compare Bam Rodriguez to somebody like Tim Duncan, who Tim Duncan is one of the greatest of all time, but he was never a big star like Kobe and other like LeBron, like Jordan. Like, why? Because Tim Duncan was that dude who went to play, you know, gave you 20 and 10 and went home. You know, he didn't go to the red carpet events. He wasn't in the controversies. He wasn't, you know, trying to be in front of the cameras, giving interviews. He just kind of disappeared and lived a regular life and then just showed up to play ball. And Bam is kind of like that. You see, Bam, most of the time when we see Bam is because he's in training camp for a fight or he's fighting. But outside of that, we don't really see him. So he has to... Pierre Oliver, Bam is on TikTok. John Parham. But that's the thing, bro. Normally, TikTok is an application that you don't really engage with the fans like that. You're mostly just dropping videos. Dropping your little videos, doing whatever it is that you're doing. But it's not the same like IG where you're engaging with the fans. That's the difference, I would say, between TikTok and IG. That TikTok is more for you to, you know, post your little TikTok videos. But Instagram, there's an engagement with the fan. Kind of like there's a, you know, if you're live on YouTube, for example. But I don't know, I feel like Bam, he has to be more out there. To me, he's not out there enough. That's my perception of him. Victor J. Bam never dares to say Junko Nakatani's name. I don't know. I don't know what that means, Victor J. The Hydro Grind. Bam is super low key. He runs a coffee shop and works as barista for fun on his days off. On his off days. Holy shit, that would be crazy. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. Team SLY Me TV. The Hydro Grind. Do you assume the fight will be easy because you don't know the competition or because of Bam's skills? And look, I'm going to say this, man. Oftentimes, we think that a fight is going to be easy because we simply don't know the competition. Because I tell you what, Tim Tszyu was a huge favorite over Backrun. And y'all saw how that happened. So sometimes being a favorite is only because we don't know a fighter. Oh, we don't know that guy, whatever. And they turn out to be a lot better than we thought. Every once in a while, there's gonna be a fighter who's gonna catch you by surprise, who's gonna be a lot better than you thought. Backrun is one of them dudes. He caught everybody by surprise. We thought, well, you know, Tim Tszyu is gonna beat this guy up and move on to do what he gotta do. And then look, Backrun came out of nowhere. That's the day that I met him. I had never, never even heard of him. Well, maybe I had heard of him, but I, never watched his fights, nothing. And look, man, the guy absolutely battered Tim Tszyu. No one. I got rejected. I don't know. You got rejected from the Australian. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know what to tell you. Now for this weekend, my peoples. Again, we was talking about Bam. Look, man, when it comes to Bam's popularity, I think that, like I said, man, TikTok is I know that TikTok is super popular, especially amongst young people. I know. But deactivating your Instagram is the app where people, interact the most with the fighters. Whether it's DM, whether it's commenting on your videos and going back and forth with you, it's Instagram. And he hasn't had it for that's what I don't understand. Why Bam chose to deactivate his IG. It's almost like to the people that was following him on IG, it's like he went off the grid. I'm not following him on TikTok, but I was following him on IG. And I should, keep up to whatever he was doing. John Pound, I don't do TikTok. But you see what I'm saying? A lot of people in our age group don't do TikTok. They don't do it. Like, for example, I have a TikTok, but I don't really use it like that. I post, and I don't even follow up on it. I don't even write none of the posts. I don't even go back and see if it got likes or nothing. I don't follow up on it at all. I don't really interact rarely with people on TikTok. It's on IG that I interact with people the most. The Hydro Grind, the reason why I say easy for Bam is because I feel like Cafu isn't ready for a challenge like that. He got a very tight split decision against Tanaka, but can he replicate that performance? Take it into account, the Hydro Grind, that we know what type of fighter Bam Rodriguez is. We know his accomplishments, what he's been able to do. Cafu is going to be ready for him. I think he's going to be in the best shape that he's ever been, and he's going to perform the best that he can. But as always, or as is the case, usually, the better fighter is going to win. Bam is a better fighter. I think that Cafu can make it interesting the first few rounds. But once Bam starts to time him, you know that he's going to go hard to the body. And eventually he's going to take over, possibly even dominate. Pierre Oliver, Bam need Nakatani or Inoue to pick the stat to pick the statue of superstar. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think he needs them to become a superstar. You gotta understand, Bam is what is he, like 22, 23, 24? He's a young kid. He got a lot of years to go. Naoya Inoue is 30 right now. So when Naoya Inoue retires, Bam is gonna be in his 20s, in his mid-20s. So he don't need those guys. But fighting those guys will definitely help out. Of course. Of course. Those are big names. Victor J. Ring just put out his top 10 pound for pound list. Usyk, Inoue, Bud, Bivol, Better BF, Junto, Bam, Canelo, Kenshiro, and Shakur. In that order. Oh shit, Shakur broke into the pound for pound list. What the haters got to say about that? Victor J, what do you think about Shakur being on the pound for pound list? And let me see, I don't see Tank Davis over there. What do you think about that? On Lace, John, you watching the fight? Dude got a mullet. Yo. Damn, yo, when he get punched, the whole mullet just go like that. Hybrid Grind. Batman's a superstar in Texas, selling out arenas. But you said the key word, my brother. In Texas. That's like when it's a smaller scale and you're like, well, he's a superstar in his city, and now he's a superstar in the state. But you know, on an overall scale, Bam isn't even big like that. If you talk to casual boxing fans, they don't even know him. They don't even know who he is. Or for example, you could take a picture of Bam and take it in the street randomly, and people wouldn't know who that is. In Texas, yes. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. He's supposed to be a bigger star. Raw Dog, is Boots on the pound for pound list with an email belt and beating Stanionis? I mean, he's on there. I didn't even notice. Is he on there? I read all the names. Usyk, Inoue, Bud, Bivol, Better BF, Junto, Cam, Canelo, Kenshiro, Shakur. Yo, what are you talking about, bro? Boots is not on the pound for pound list. What are you trying to do? Vincent Vega, Conor or Shakur? Shakur won't handle Conor pressure, too strong. Vincent Vega. Didn't they just say that about Zepeda? They literally was saying that just about Zepeda. I have a feeling you was one of the people saying that. That Zepeda was going to apply too much pressure. Shakur got the brittle hands. And now you're going to start saying the same thing. Conor Benn would actually be easy work for Shakur Stevenson. Easy work. Too easy. On Lace, John Bet, what's the go-to? John Pound, Shakur defense too good for Ben. Man, listen. Shakur will make it look easy against Conor Benn. And he don't have to fight him, by the way, the way that he fought Saturday. He could easily use that footwork, move around, and make it look easy. Easy work. Victor J actually has Shakur 10th on my pound for pound list already. So now he's 8th or 9th after win. And how about Tank? Where do you got Tank, Victor J? John Pound. On Lace, the new Choco Taco. Let me know, Victor J, where do you have Tank on your pound for pound list? Whoa. Kamika, is that 12? X2, 2X11. Super chat vibes from Kamika. Appreciate you, Kamika. Bam. Undisputed champion, Devin Haney. Devin Haney was the youngest undisputed champion in history. And now that you brought him up, Devin Haney's a true warrior. Because, look, he was trying to fight Teofimo Lopez. That fight fell through. But then after that, he was also trying to fight Jerome Boots Ennis. Devin Haney was willing to fight Jerome Boots Ennis. And you guys know what happened? Boots said, if we fight, it's going to have to be at a catch weight. at 152 because I'm already leaving 147. And Devin was like, nah, fight you at 147. So the only reason why we're not getting Devin Haney versus Jerome Boots Ennis is because Boots feel like he can't make 147 anymore. And it's okay. I respect that because you don't want a fighter to stay in a division, struggle to make weight, and then lose, and then have to be able to say that. I lost because I couldn't make weight. I starved myself. Now, if Boots can't make 147, do you? But he was willing to do 152, and Devin was like, nah, 147. So that's why Devin didn't fight Jerome Boots Ennis. And look who he picked after. The assassin, Brian Norman Jr. The guy at the welterweight division. So we got to respect Devin Haney, my people. He a real one. Let's keep it real. Unless Shakur walks through Conor. Man, listen, Shakur makes it easy work against Conor Benn. Easy. Whoa, my peoples. Gabriel Pujol showing the vibes with the super sticker. My brother Gabriel Pujol, you already know what it is, man. You know my favorite line. That guap is not going to make you richer. It's not going to make me poorer. I mean, wait, it's the other way around. That guap is not going to make you poorer. It's not going to make me richer. But it shows that you appreciate what I'm doing out here, my brother. I really appreciate you. Victor J. Tank is my number 15, top 10. Damn, number 15? Roga. Now, I think Tank is a good win from jumping in the top 10. One win, boom, you're in. Right away. And depending on how good that win, he might be... Damn, I don't think it's hard to say one win is going to put him in the top 5. But I think one win could put him in the top 7 right away. Roga, Shakur needs to stop ducking. I don't know who he ducking, buddy. Who exactly is Shakur Stevenson ducking? Like, why when it comes to Shakur Stevenson, we have to make stuff up out of thin air? Like, just make it up. Fuck it. I don't like him. I'll come up with something, and I'm going to throw it out there like it's a fact. I don't understand that. I never could. Raw Dog, do you guys think T.O. should have been considered undisputed after beating Loma? No. He should not have been considered undisputed after beating Loma. I understand the logic. Oh, well, you know, if Loma wouldn't have got stripped, he would have been undisputed. Well, guess what? If my auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle's. But she doesn't. So he my uncle. Or she my aunt, whatever it is. So, no. It's the same thing with Josh Taylor. When he beat Josh Taylor would have been undisputed, but he had gotten stripped. So then if we want to go by that logic, we could be like, yo, Teofimo Lopez is undisputed in 2 divisions. But the reality is that he did not beat Lomachenko while Lomachenko held that title. If he really wanted to be undisputed, he should have went and fought Devin Haney. Should have went and fought Devin. But he didn't. So as of right now, Teofimo Lopez has never been undisputed. Although he's one of the most accomplished young fighters in the game. He has a great resume. But to say that he's undisputed, that's cap. Never has been. The Hydro Grind. Devil will run for life. Boring ass fight guaranteed. Probably a remake of Shakur de los Santos. I mean, the thing is, bro, when you want to hate, you always have a negative angle. Look at this. Look at the type of performance that Shakur just had. And you still bringing up Shakur de los Santos. So, you said that Shakur was going to run all night versus William Zepeda. That didn't happen. So what you do? You're still bringing up de los Santos. That's just the hate. Those are the hate. Cueing the hate tactics. Victor J. Youngest undisputed in the 4-belt era. Devin the Dream Haney. Look, that undisputed has its plus and its negative when you talk about it. Why? Because you're getting into details, right, Victor J? Like, young undisputed, that's a detail when you bring up the age, right? But Devin Haney is also the only undisputed champion in history to beat a grand total of 1 reigning champion to become undisputed. You think about that. He'd be 1 reigning champion and that's it. Undisputed. You've never, that's never happened in history. And the only one reigning champion that he beat to become undisputed was George Kambosos. Kambosos a one-hit wonder. He a one-hit wonder. He will never be a champion again. So all I'm saying is, Victor J. Wait a minute. Boom. All I'm saying, Victor J, is that with Devin Haney, you're bringing up undisputed, youngest undisputed, but you're not bringing up the details, right? But when it comes to Terrence Crawford, when I say 2-division undisputed champion, then you start questioning who he beat. You start trying to diminish his opponents. You start to discredit his opponents. But wait a minute. Why you not doing that with Devin Haney? Why with Devin Haney you're only saying youngest undisputed? You're not saying who he beat to get to undisputed. You see? That's what you call bias. On Lace, not gonna, you poor, not gonna make me rich, but it's gonna make the channel grow. Blessings. Hell yeah, my peoples. Appreciate y'all, man. Victor J, that franchise belt Loma had wasn't recognized by the other sanctioning bodies. Devin was the real WBC champion, not Loma. When Tail, okay then. But I already said that Teofimo was not undisputed, so what's the point of bringing that up? Alexander Munoz, Ben would sleep Stevenson. Nah, Conor Benn will be easy work for Shakur. Easy work. Easy work. Raw Dog, so Dev got an email and beat Kambosos to undisputed. That was Devin's only reigning champion to get to undisputed, George Kambosos. So all I'm saying is that sometimes a champion accomplishes versus what's in front of him. It's not his fault. Can you really knock him? He wanted to fight Lomachenko. It was Lomachenko who decided to vacate. If Devin Haney would have had it his way, he would have beat Lomachenko for that strap and then went and fought Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez lost. Lomachenko vacated the title. So both people that he was trying to fight, something happened. Those are the circumstances of boxing. Do you knock Devin Haney for it? No. You just say he's the youngest undisputed champion. You don't knock him. But if it's a fighter you don't like, right away the hate starts. Gump Dog 49. What do you think about the Dubois versus Usyk fight coming up? That's a very intriguing matchup. We know that Dubois dropped Usyk with a legitimate body shot, and it would have been a knockout. That would have been a knockout finish had the referee not ruled it a low blow. So, this fight, we really don't know who's going to win. I know that Usyk is going to be the favorite, and he's supposed to be the favorite. I get that. You know, he's a great fighter. He's a pound-for-pound fighter. But, I'm going to just say, Dubois is going to have the confidence and feel like he can win that fight. And a fighter who's confident, who already laid hands on you, who already know what you can do, that fighter can be dangerous, my people. That's a dangerous, dangerous fighter. Because now Dubois knows that Usyk is susceptible to that body shot and can be hurt. And he got the power to hurt him. So I like that matchup, bro. I really like it. Maestro, Dubois be punching. Trying to tell you, man, Dubois got hands for days. And he already showed us. We know that he can hurt Usyk. We know. Optimus, according to boxing rules, what is a low blow? A low blow is below the belly button. It has to be below the belly button to be considered a low blow. And if you watch the punch, it wasn't. If you watch it, it wasn't. It was right, look, it was right there in the pit of the stomach, right there. But since it was like almost right there where the belly button is at, but it wasn't low. Matter of fact, I asked you guys, before they fight each other, I want you to watch at least the highlights. Watch the highlights of Usyk and Dubois. and you're gonna see Usyk is slick. When he got hit with the low blow, and when he got hit with the body blow and he went down, he put his hands down here like this. He sold it. He sold it like a low blow. And the referee bought in. And that's it. But if the referee would have been standing at the right angle and he would have seen the punch when it landed, that would have been a stoppage. That would have been a knockout finish. We would have witnessed a knockout finish in Dubois' favor. And instead, you see it. Because that's the one thing, too, you know, you got to understand. Alexander Usyk is a world champion of the highest caliber. And he recovered, and you saw after that he was able to win the fight. He made his adjustments to make sure that he wasn't going to eat another body shot like that. And he didn't. He didn't eat another one. My bad, my people. I got the phone crooked over there. So look what he did. I'm going to show you guys the body shot, and I'm going to show you the reaction. Watch this. This is the body shot, right? Boom! Matt Hart hits him, and when he ate the shot, he goes like this. He did a great job of selling it like he got hit right in the balls. And he did it. If you watch it, if you watch the replay, he got hit up here. Flush. That shot hit him flush. Gump Dog 49, absolutely agree. Juan Ocasio, he recovered after 10 minutes. No, he took all the time in the world to recover. But what I'm saying is, once they went back to fighting, he was on point. Dubois was not able to land that shot once again. That's it. So you see that Usyk, the type of fighter that he is, you're not gonna catch him with the same thing. If you hurt him, that's it. You need to take over right there and get him out of there, because he's not gonna make that same mistake. Brian Romero, you think Crawford is going to do good carrying all that weight? You think he won't run out of stamina? So, Branjo, this is what I want you to consider, right? Check out Terence Crawford on IG. Check him out. And I want you to see, right? Keep in mind that he's been walking around weighing 185 pounds. And it's not 185 pounds like he got fat, like he was just been eating a lot and got fat to get there. He's jacked. He's been bulking up strategically. So what I mean by bulking up strategically, you know, eating carbs, taking proteins, lifting weights, bulking up, right? This guy's been running in the mountains, sparring, big-ass middleweights and bigger, training, hitting the bag, doing all his training routines, weighing 185 pounds. You try to think what's going to happen when he cuts down to 168 after he's been training weighing 185. I don't have to tell you. Figure it out. I'll let you do the math. Terence Crawford is one of the most dedicated, disciplined athletes in the sport of boxing. There's never in his entire career been an issue with stamina. Ever. Ever. So if we look at Terence Crawford's career, it's even disrespectful, bro, to ask, he's going to have no stamina. What? A super athlete who's a gym rat? We never seen a fat Terence Crawford. We never seen a drunk Terence Crawford. We never seen a Terence Crawford getting high. An athlete like this, we shouldn't even have to ask about his stamina, my G. There's no question to even be asked. But all I say to you is, consider the fact that he's walking around, lifting weights, working out, doing training camp at 185, and he's cutting weight to 168. Terence Crawford's going to be the faster fighter in the ring. I guarantee y'all that. I guarantee you that he's gonna be the faster fighter in the ring. Road Dogg, I expect Bud to be slower than we're used to, but I don't know if that will be the major factor in the outcome. So I don't expect him to be slower at all. He's gonna look the same. He's gonna look exactly the same. Like I said, not people, Terence Crawford haters are always gonna underestimate his athleticism. They're gonna underestimate his power, his ring IQ, his footwork, his reach. They're gonna underestimate everything about him. He's just gonna keep making history and keep proving you wrong. But my peoples, September 13th cannot come soon enough. All I'm going to tell you is on September the 3rd, on September 14th, the people, Gump Dog 49, great live, dog. I appreciate it, my G. Check this out. On September 14th, the people who are saying Canelo's going to win, they're going to go into hiding with the people who said Errol Spence was going to win. They're going to go into hiding with the people that said Shakur was going to be running all night long. Y'all going to go into hiding. Y'all going to go into hiding. I'm still looking for the people that said Shakur was going to be running all night long. Immediately went into hiding. Errol Spence got pummeled by Crawford almost 2 years ago. And I still can't find the people who say he was going to knock Bud out. Like, what is this go-to strategy where you make some whack-ass prediction and then when it fall through, then you just disappear out of social media and you don't want to answer. You don't want to admit that you was wrong. Raw Dog, he was super fast at 140. I got to agree with you on that one. But from 140, now that's a big difference. That's a big difference. But still, because, okay, you say he was super fast at 140, but Canelo was a lot faster at 154 too. He was a lot faster. So I think, whatever they did or weighed in another division is going to be irrelevant. It's all going to boil down to Canelo versus Crawford. What they're going to do on that night. Crawford's going to be the faster guy in the ring. I promise you. Nelson, Crawford and Shakur all day, every day. Those are the two best right now. Ain't nobody beating those two. Mr. Cayo, Canelo style ain't cut for Crawford style. For real. I've been trying to tell him, man. My G. Canelo Alvarez is a fighter who, especially at this point in his career, he needs and likes opponents that are going to cooperate with him. He needs opponents that are going to be willing to bang with him, that are going to be willing to just sit there and trade. And then he can exploit those mistakes and he can exploit those openings to get those big body shots. You're not going to do that against a fighter who's mobile, who got that forward, who's going to give you angles, who's going to have that reach on you. It's tougher to do it. It's tough. Ricardo Maya, the judges on Rob Crawford. Vegas is ran by Mexican boxing. They're not going to be able to, Ricardo Maya. They're not going to be able to. Crawford going to whoop that ass. It's going to be convincing enough that they won't be able to. Frederick Myers, thank you for True Eyes. No doubt, my brother. Mr. Cayo, now watch. They tried to rob Bivol on the scorecards, too. Tim and Hoodies, he should come back and fight Thurman. I've been wanting to see Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. I understood why he didn't fight him back then. And I agree with Errol not giving him an opportunity because y'all remember Keith left him out to dry, didn't want to give him an opportunity. So I get it. But now that neither fighter is a champion, they both have taken a loss, that's a good fight to make. But we don't know if Errol Spence is ever going to come back, man. He might actually stay retired. I don't know if Errol's going to come back. Real talk. JJ's in the house. Good morning, Jay Smith. I'm here. Let's go. Hit the like button, everyone. Don't duck the like button. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's 50 of us up in the building. 50. And I got 20 likes. Y'all be ducking that like button the same way Tank Davis is ducking Shakur. You know it. Mr. Cayo, blame the way Eddie Reynoso adapt Canelo style for one thing and one thing only. Canelo can't adjust. He only knows how to do one thing. Look, this is what I'm going to say about Canelo. He never really develop that great footwork. But if you think about it, it's just a style of boxing in Mexico. In Mexico, they frown upon that style that you're gonna move around, and the Mexican traditional fighting style is we're gonna go toe to toe, blow for blow, rock'em sock'em robot. And Canelo Alvarez is that. It's a traditional Mexican style type of fighter. He's not gonna, try to use that footwork in a defensive way to try to get away from punishment. He's gonna come forward. He's gonna stand right in front of you. He's mostly gonna try to block punches or slip them right there at point blank range. And he's not gonna be the guy with the. That's why we've seen Canelo have problems with people with great footwork. Floyd Mayweather, Erislandis Lara, who even though he lost to Canelo, people felt he won that fight. He gave Canelo a lot of problems. And of course, Dimitri Bivol. All of them guys with elite level, top-notch footwork, and all of them with great reach. That's it. That right there is Canelo's kryptonite. Great footwork, long reach. That combination is problematic. People have been telling me, nah, because Canelo beat big guys. He beat a lot of tall guys. Yeah, but they don't all have that great footwork like that. But people with reach and footwork have given Canelo some problems, my people. Armando Rosado, salute from Puerto Rico, champ. Puerto Rico is in the building. Dime a ver, papi. Es lo que tú dices, papi. Me quiero como una quenepa. Brian Romero, I think Thurman beats Errol Spence. Thurman is more skilled all the way around. To be honest, if they would have fought before Errol faced Crawford, I had Errol winning that fight, right? But right now, seeing Keith Thurman come back, because I saw Keith came back and fought in Australia, and he looked like the old version of Keith Thurman. He looked like one time. I think if Keith and Errol was to fight now, Keith got it. I think he got it. But I also want to see, if Errol decides to come back, how is he going to come back? How is he going to look? What weight class is he going to come back to? I want to see it. I'm interested. I have said before, in my opinion, Errol Spence should retire, should have fought again. But I'm a fan. I'm a fan of boxing, and I'm a fan of his. So if he decides to come back, I'm going to support it. And, of course, I'm going to want to watch it, and I'm going to be interested. But just the type of beating that he took from Terrence Crawford, I don't know if it's good for him to come back. I don't know if there's any damage that he sustained that can really go downhill if he comes back. Mr. Cayo, and that was the zone when they tried to rob Bivol. Errol took damage and took some time out the ring. The way Keith fighting now, I don't think Errol ready for that. Yeah, I don't think so. I agree, bro. Keith looked real sharp, real good, and Errol been out of the ring for almost 2 years already. Mr. Cayo, footwork ain't head movement, and on top of that, Canelo stopped moving his head as much. He just walks down with his high guard. Yeah, he don't. That's something else that I've been pointing out to people. The Canelo from before that you see him, making guys miss a bunch of punches with head. He ain't doing all that no more, bro. He ain't doing that. He does slip punches. Don't get it twisted. At close range, he slips. But he's not doing it like before, bro. He really not. Mr. Cayo, that's too basic for Crawford. Yo, like I said, the significance of Crawford's reach advantage, people are underestimating it. I promise y'all, people are underestimating it. That reach advantage is going to be in full display. Y'all going to see it. You're going to see Crawford jabbing the shit out of Canelo. Pop, pop, pop. That stiff jab. That whip. Pop. Why? Because he's going to be able to land that jab when Canelo's outside of his own punching range. That's why I bring up the fight with Bivol. Because if you watched it, then you notice almost every time Canelo tried to close the gap, he ate 2-3 punches on the way in. Pop, pop, pop. Bebo wasn't going to let you just walk right in. Cap that jab in his face, pop, pop, frustrating him. And when Canelo tried to get on the inside, you saw Bebo hands flying in his face. All over. Left and right. You're going to see that with Crawford. You're going to see Crawford keeping him at that range. Bang, bang, bang. Using the footwork, the lateral movement. And Canelo closing the gap. Pop, pop, pop. Crawford putting hands on him. And counter-punching him. And timing him. When you get in here, when you get inside that range, I'm going to catch you coming in. You're going to see, man. Canelo, look, I'm not telling you that Canelo's going to get knocked out. Although he can be knocked out. Anybody could be knocked out in boxing. People be tripping when they think somebody can't be stopped because they took a lot of punches. Canelo can be stopped. And even if it goes 12 rounds, he could take some nasty punishment. This could be the fight where Canelo takes the most punishment he ever has. Because he lost to Floyd. But it's not like Floyd beat him up. Floyd outboxed him. Floyd outboxed him and made it look easy. Bebo outboxed him. Made him look easy. But this might be the time where you're like, yo, he got beat up. Beat up. Then what? Then what, my people? If Crawford beat him up, then what? Mr. Kyle, they forgot that Crawford's move, versatile skill set, his jab, his range finder, and his distance keeper. That's what Canelo don't like either. That double jab, that's how you freeze Canelo. My God. Trying to tell you. Romero Renee, I believe Crawford has a chance if he starts kind of fast and finishes even stronger. He really has to win every round. I disagree with you 100%. He doesn't have to win every round. He doesn't have to start fast. And, I don't know. Your whole assessment, I don't know how you're coming up with that. At all. I have no idea. I think it's more about you don't really like Crawford. You're rooting against him. So you're finding a way to say, well, he has a chance if he does these things. Nah. You don't have to do any of that. The first thing that I could tell you, think about this, Romero Renee. The first thing I want to tell you, with Crawford's reach advantage, he's going to give Canelo problems. The first 2-3 rounds is Canelo going to have a problem finding the range. He's going to be eating that jab to the mouth, to the nose, to the face. And by the third round around there, he's going to start finding his own range and start landing some good shots. And it's going to turn into a competitive fight. Not a competitive fight the way that you think that Canelo is just going to be walking him down and beating him up. Because Crawford has a lot more power than his haters want to believe. Canelo going to taste that power and he's going to be hesitant. It's going to turn into a chess match. It's going to be a back and forth where both fighters are going to go a little bit forth, a little bit back. They're both going to be moving around. And Crawford is slightly going to be winning that chess match too. And by the time they get to the 9th or 10th round, that's it. Crawford already figured them out, and is beating them up, making it look easy. Because that's the thing. Why Romero Renee, people won't remember that Canelo lost twice and was made to look easy twice. People act like Canelo's never lost and like they don't know that he was made to look easy. Come on. We seen him lose twice, made to look easy. Dave Alvarado, how about Barrios? Like I said, my brother, that's a fight that I don't want to, just write Pac-Man off because he's been making history throughout his whole career. I wrote him off when he was going to fight Keith Thurman at 40 years old. I said, yo, he's not going to be able to handle Keith. He too old. Keith is going to wash him. And look what happened. Put the beats on Keith Thurman. So I say that Manny Pacquiao has a chance to beat Mario Barrios. Now, I will say, Barrios is the favorite, and it's supposed to be the favorite. You have a young, hungry fighter in his 20s, bigger, stronger, reigning champion, confident. So it's a tough task. But Manny Pacquiao been making history, and I'm gonna put a little bit of money on this fight. I'm gonna put it on Pac-Man. You know, he the underdog. He might bring me a little something back. Mr. Cayo, Canelo is beatable. Tell me how to beat Terence Crawford. Anybody? I mean, it's easy to, if you don't like Terence Crawford, it's easy to tell you how to beat him because you don't like him. Oh, nah, Canelo's just gonna walk him down, and he's not gonna handle the power. Just make all the negative assumptions in the world, and that's it. Healthy crackhead. I'm late, bro. God damn it, I didn't get the notification. I don't know what's been going on, bro, but you're not the first one. There's multiple people telling me that they even hit the bell. Like, yo, bro, I'm hitting the bell still. I don't know. YouTube don't want to send my notifications, bro. But we still going to #1. It's the inevitable. They can't stop me. The Hydro Grind. Bivol is a light heavyweight walking around probably at 200 plus. Crawford is a welterweight. Okay, so still wishing Bud wins, though. Don't get me wrong. So the Hydro Grind, it's hard for me to believe that you're wishing Crawford win because what you're saying sounds like a Terence Crawford hater narrative. #1, you're saying that Bivol is bigger than what he actually is. Bivol is not a big dude. He's tall, but he's not a big dude. He's a skinny guy. He makes weight easily. So you're making Bivol bigger than what he is, and you're making Crawford smaller than what he is. Terence Crawford is a reigning champion at 154, and you're making him a welterweight guy. So you're making Bivol bigger, and you're making Crawford smaller. That's hater logic, bro. You're saying I want Bud to win. Don't get me wrong. I got you wrong already. You don't want him to win. You're just saying that, bro. All that logic about making people bigger than what he is and making Crawford smaller than what he is. Nah, you definitely don't want him to win, my guy. That's not real. I don't buy that one bit. Superman. No, but it's true because the lying scorecards like they tried to do with Bivol. But ultimately, right? Ultimately, Bivol walked out of there with a W. He won in such convincing fashion that they couldn't take it away from him. He won. So we could be unhappy about the cards, but he won. So Terence Crawford might beat his ass, and they might make the cards close to make it seem like it was a close fight. But he's still gonna win. He walking out of the right guy's gonna walk out of there with the W. Dave Alvarado, Barrios, Pac-Man. Like I said, man, Manny Pacquiao got a chance. Claymore Reigns, salute Jay Smith. Everyone talking about Crawford has to do. What does Canelo have to do besides punch Crawford as hard as he can in the face? Claymore Reigns, salute my brother. Bam. Listen, according to many boxing fans, Canelo simply just has to have power because they don't even say he's gonna punch him. He got power, that's it. Can Crawford handle the power? Can Crawford handle the... I'm trying to figure out why people only ask if Crawford can handle the power and they don't ask if Canelo's going to be able to handle the height and reach. Did they not watch Dimitri Bivol make it look extremely easy using that height and reach on Canelo? Well, Crawford also has height and reach on him and footwork. Why are they not asking, yo, can Canelo keep up with Crawford with no footwork, walking on quicksand? They not asking that. I like the in the class of haters. I really want Crawford to win, but I don't know if he can handle the power. Huh? No, you don't want Crawford to win, and you don't want him to handle the power. That's why you're bringing it up. That's why. Eddie Middleton. What about the punches to the arms and the hips Canelo does? What did those do to Dimitri Bivol, my guy? Absolutely nothing. And when I say nothing, I'm not saying Bivol didn't feel him because Bivol's not a robot. He felt them. He even spoke about it. But did they change the outcome of the fight? No. Canelo was dominated. Easily. Like that's what I don't understand. If Canelo was beat and made to look easy, why would you think that? Why would you act like he's unbeatable, my peoples? Why? Come on. Why act like a guy's unbeatable when we seen him get absolutely dominated twice in his career already? And we've never seen Crawford take a loss. But somehow Canelo's unbeatable? I don't know, man. I don't know. Ricardo Maye. And if Crawford falls for the trap of trading blows with Canelo, it will get very interesting. Well, if Canelo falls for the trap of trading with Crawford, it will get very interesting. You see the way you frame it? Because you're biased. I know who you want to win. And look how I frame it. All of that, all of the different ways that you guys can frame it will not affect the outcome. All of the look, this is what I noticed. This is the Terence Crawford go-to strategy. I don't know if he's gonna handle the punches, and he's too small, and he's gonna fight like this, and the only way that he could win is maybe if he runs, and I'm concerned what's gonna happen to him if this happens. It's almost like the Crawford hater tactic is to make all the negative assumptions in the world. Guess what? All those negative assumptions ain't gonna mean nothing on September 13th. Other than on September 14th, you guys are gonna be nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Y'all gonna show up 2 months later with a different screen name, talking about, I knew Crawford was gonna beat him. I knew it. I saw it coming. That's the same way y'all did with Errol. When y'all said Errol was gonna stop Crawford, y'all disappeared for a minute. Nowhere to be found. To re-emerge months later with the car excuses. Matt McCarthy, Crawford can use both hands. I think he beats Canelo pretty easy. So I got him beating Canelo not pretty easy. I think that he will make it look easy at times, especially towards the end when he's already had enough rounds to figure out exactly what Canelo does and what mistakes he makes. But I don't think it's going to be an easy fight. I think it's going to be a tough fight. I think Canelo is going to have moments as well. Eddie Middleton. They have weight classes for a reason. He doesn't have Mayweather defense. Eddie Middleton, let me explain to you something. They have weight classes for a reason. It's a horrible, horrible argument to make. People make that argument because they don't understand what that actually means. So respectfully, my brother, weight classes for a reason. You don't understand what that means. And that's why you're using it here. Well, 2 things. You don't understand what it really means. And you don't like Terence Crawford. You root against Terence Crawford. So that's one of the things that you can hold on to so you can root against him. But let me explain to you something. There's weight classes for a reason. It's a term that was invented for people that will say, well, Floyd Mayweather should have fought Mike Tyson. He didn't fight Mike Tyson. You don't know shit about boxing. There's weight classes for a reason. Floyd Mayweather was a welterweight and Mike Tyson was a heavyweight. That fight could never happen. There's weight classes for a reason. So you see, my brother, weight classes for a reason. It's an argument that you make when 2 fighters are so far apart that a fight is not feasible. It's not possible. That's when you make that argument. Moving up 2 divisions, there's been a lot of fighters, my guy, who's jumped up 2 divisions. Not a lot of guys have had success, but in case you're not aware of it, Sugar Ray Leonard is one of those who jumped up 2 divisions and won a world title. It's been done. So to say there's weight classes for a reason, when somebody's moving up 2 divisions, all you're saying is that you never boxed a day in your life. That's the only thing that you're saying. I never boxed a day in my life, and I came up with this logic that I think makes sense. I'm telling you, my guy. Weight class for a reason does not apply to Canelo versus Crawford, especially when Crawford is taller than him and has more reach than him. And when they faced off with each other, you saw them, Canelo didn't even look bigger than Crawford. Canelo didn't look bigger than Crawford, my boy. That argument doesn't apply here. Now, if somebody tells you, well, Crawford needs to move up and fight Usyk, then we say this weight class for a reason. Oh, Crawford needs to fight AJ. This weight class for a reason. Canelo is little. Canelo is a petite 168-pounder. Every 168-pounder in the division is bigger than him. So a 154-pounder moving up to fight a small 168-pounder, weight classes for a reason don't apply, brother, at all. Rival 916, Bud beats Canelo straight up. Better boxer. He's definitely well-equipped, ready for Canelo. I'm telling you, my brother, it's going to be the type of fight that the people that are saying Crawford can't win and Canelo's gonna beat him up and Canelo's gonna knock him out, they're gonna disappear from social media, bro. They're gonna have to create a whole new account with a whole new name and a fake profile picture. Because it's gonna be embarrassing. All this shit y'all been saying for months. This is the reason why, I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is the same reason why Errol Spence fans had to disappear from social media. Because they spent months talking about how Errol was so big. Errol was gonna knock him out. Crawford is not gonna be able to handle the power. Months repeating the same lines over and over. So what happened when Terence Crawford put the Swiss, the Dre, and the Apple beats on Errol Spence? Everybody just disappeared. There was nowhere to be found. So now people drilling in and clinging to the same talking points. Canelo's too strong and is Crawford gonna handle the power? Clinging on to that for dear life. Okay. Cling on to that for dear life. I'm already looking for you guys disappearing on September 14th and not coming out to say, yeah, I'm one of the goofballs that said Crawford wasn't gonna handle it. I'm one of them. Y'all not gonna show up. We know how it go, my peoples. Richard Porter, Errol ain't no Canelo. That's 100% accurate. Errol ain't no Canelo. But you said Errol was too big. You said Errol was too strong. And look what happened to Errol. You should have learned already. You should have learned. But you didn't. Now Crawford is going to have to teach you again. You're going to have to learn once again. You already thought that a guy was too big for Crawford. You already thought that a guy was too strong. And that a guy was going to knock him out. You already thought all that. And they taught you wrong. Oh, but you didn't learn. All right. Y'all keep clinging on to the narrative that Canelo's too big and too strong. Although that narrative was absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed by Crawford once. You need him to do it again for y'all? Okay. Okay. Claymore Ring. They want an Errol to fight Canelo. Not just one Errol. I had people telling me Errol was going to beat Canelo. Yo, I had somebody make such a good argument that I really thought, damn, maybe Errol could beat Canelo. Shit. This dude made such a compelling argument that he had me questioning myself. And look at the pummeling that Crawford gave Errol. Come on, my people. Stop it. Y'all got to stop the cap. Stop the hate for Terence Crawford, man. Hell energy. Canelo will struggle with Crawford's speed and combinations. And them counter punches, come on, man. Broke up over boxing 860. Crawford is naturally bigger than Canelo. I wouldn't say he's naturally bigger. You know, he is a little bit taller. I wouldn't say naturally bigger. I would say that they have a frame that you could compare because Canelo's a little bit wider. Crawford is a little bit taller. So I think they have a similar frame. Canelo doesn't have the size the size advantage that people are out there trying to sell. He just doesn't. Luther Boyd, Crawford is going to win. He's stronger than Canelo, and also a lot of people letting race clout their judgment. I will say not just race, I will say bias. Bias more than race. Because even right here in the chat, we have a lot of African-American fans who are, you know, Errol Spence fans, and they automatically become Terence Crawford haters. So there's a lot of bias in boxing, especially with the Al Haymanites, with the Tankomaniacs, where they all automatically gotta hate Shakur and Crawford. I don't understand why. I never understood it. Richard Porter, I respect Crawford, but he's gonna figure. I respect Crawford, but he's gonna figure Crawford out. You gave me the double Crawford sentence right there. Romero Rene, Crawford versus Benavidez. You see, that fight doesn't make no sense because Benavidez is a 175-pounder. So now Crawford is jumping up 2 divisions, Rene Romero. You see all these people saying that Crawford is too small at 168, and now you're talking about Crawford moving up to 175. Why? Because you're a Terence Crawford hater. You want him to lose. So you want him. You see, now we can say there's weight classes for a reason. 175, how much? Why not Rene Romero Crawford versus Usyk? Fuck it. Why not ask for him to fight Usyk? How much do you want him to go up? That's what happens, Rene Romero. When you're a hater, when you hate on Crawford, you can't even look for realistic fights. It don't even make no sense. Mr. Kyle, Crawford know better than to fight Benavidez. I mean, Tank Davis know better than to fight Boots. He know better than to fight scared to death to fight Shakur. What does that even mean? He know better. How Mr. Kyle, you saying that a guy know better than to fight somebody that's not in his division? You sound like a goofball, bro. He's not in his division. Like, what are you talking about? Richard Porter, you took good points, and you have another subscriber, brother. Richard Porter, I appreciate you, my G. Bam. Y'all already know it. This is Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Mondays through Fridays, my people. You don't want to miss it. And by the way, yo, it's been 50 people in the chat, 55, well, in the live. Damn, and 30 likes. Yo, y'all be ducking that like button the same exact way that Tank is ducking Shakur. The same way. I don't get it. Why y'all got to do me wrong like that? Mr. Kyle, AJ Smith, I got to get up here. You one of these days and talk about this. Bro, look, yesterday, I had the link out for anyone who wanted to join the live and give their Manny Pacquiao Mario Barrios prediction. Nobody jump in. And I was saying, yo, when I don't send the link out, mad people tell me, yo, I want to jump in. I want to jump in. Send me it and watch. Yeah, but when the link is out there, everybody's scared to death. Everybody's shook. Ken G, how about Shakur versus Tank? How will Shakur versus Tank go? Shakur outboxes him. Good fight. Tank Davis tries to apply the pressure, but Shakur, just like Lamont Roach, is able to stay in close range and outbox him right there inside of a phone booth. Romero Rene, my first time in this channel, and I love it already. Appreciate it, Romero Rene. Bam. Mr. Kyle, what I mean by he know better because they not in the same division. I ain't no goofball, nigga. These is facts. Benavidez walk around 200. Even Crawford said it himself. I mean, I know, but why bring up that he wouldn't fight him? Like, why bring up that he know better than to fight somebody at 175? Why you don't bring up that Tank Davis know better than to fight Boots? Or Tank Davis know better than to fight any other best in the division? But with Crawford, you want to bring up, well, he know better not to fight a big guy in another division. That don't even make no sense. That's Terrence Crawford hater stuff. High Roller Louis, Shakur Benn a better boxer. Nothing but facts. Matt McCartney, what do you think my top 10 all time? I got to see it. Oh, what do you think of my top 10? Matt McCartney, I did not see. If you posted your top 10, I didn't see it, my brother. My bad. Broke up over boxing. This is crazy. Where do they get these fights from? And they don't even know these fighters. It just doesn't make sense. Ken G, who's your favorite boxer? Right now, my favorite boxer, I would have to say, I would say both of them. Terrence Crawford, Shakur Stevenson. I see the not only their abilities, but also their potential. Not just where they're right now, their potential. I was actually saying that Terrence Crawford could beat Canelo Alvarez before that fight was made. And people was telling me that, you know, that is a goofy argument. The weight class for a reason, that's a goofy argument for those two. You don't have to make that argument when Terrence Crawford is taller than Canelo, got longer reach than Canelo, and when you see them side by side, they look about the same size. That's a goofy argument. And all the people that told me that fight could never happen because there's weight classes for a reason, they feel dumb as hell. They feel dumb as hell. I'm just being real with y'all, my people. Clifton Dennis, Tim Tszyu or Fundora? I got Tim Tszyu. I'm rocking with Tim Tszyu on that. Well, you know what? Hold on. Look, that's a 50-50 fight. I like Fundora. I like Timmy. I'm not going to make a prediction for that one, bro. Fuck it. But just enjoy the show. For the first one, I didn't make a prediction either. I feel like Tim could win. He got what it takes. And Fundora, you see the type of champion he is. So I'm not gonna make a prediction, man. I really like both of those guys. I'm not making no predictions. Luther Boy, Crawford is gonna bully Canelo in the clinch. Watch. The wrestling background is gonna pay off. People don't understand, Luther Boyd, how strong Terrence Crawford actually is. This guy done deadlift over 400 pounds wearing his regular clothes. So I guarantee you, 100% without a shred of doubt, that Canelo can't deadlift the amount of weight that Crawford can. And that he can't weight more lift than Crawford. That he can't lift more weight than Crawford. I guarantee you that. So Crawford's strength, people underestimate it. When they clinch, Terrence Crawford got the strength to ragdoll Canelo. To pick his little ass up like this. Have his little feet in the air. Pick your little ass up. That's the type of strength Terrence Crawford got. I'm trying to tell you, think about this, my people. Terrence Crawford can deadlift 400 pounds. And Canelo is going to weigh, 160, 170? That man will ragdoll Canelo right there at point blank range, B. So it's not in Canelo's best interest to be clinching. John Parham, Jay Smith, you got something to do soon. If not, drop a link or restart another live to see these people can call in. So I'm not gonna be able, and look, I really want to do that. I really want the people to have the opportunity. If I'm gonna say this, John Parham, if we can get right now at least 5 different people who say that they will join the live, I will go ahead, end this one, and come right back and send the link. If we get 5 people that say, I want to jump in and share my prediction, I'm sending the link. Ricardo Maye, I want to call in. We got 1 in the building. Eddie Middleton, we got 2 in the building. Mr. Cayo dropped the link. We got 3 in the building. So my people, listen to this. Listen to this. William P, good morning, Jay Smith in chat. Good morning, my peoples. Bam. Luther, Crawford will be popping Canelo from different angles before of the switch hitting. That's facts. Crawford gonna put hands on him. So look, this is what I'm gonna do, my peoples. I'm gonna end this live so that I could come back and send the link so that anybody who wants to join, I seen a couple people say you're gonna join and give your prediction, right? This is the first thing that I want you guys to keep in mind. I don't want somebody to not be able to join because I kept somebody on for too long, right? So I'm gonna get my other phone and we're gonna do everybody that comes on. I'm giving you 2 minutes. You got a 2-minute timer to say whatever you want to say about these upcoming fights. I'm not gonna interrupt you. I'm not gonna cut you off unless if you ask me something you want to go back and forth about a certain point. But let's make sure that you give other people, whoever comes in first, give other people the opportunity to also jump in and say what they gotta say. That's 1. And 2, of course, let's stay on topic. So I'm about to end again, my peoples. I want to make sure everybody's clear. I'm about to end this live right now. And the next live is going to start in a few minutes. And that next live is I'm going to have the link available. Take down, my peoples, my IG. John Parham, can you write down my Instagram on the chat? Can you write my Instagram on the chat? Why? Because I'm going to send you guys my Instagram via DM. I'm going to send you the link via DM. Eddie Middleton, I'm not real familiar with TikTok. I use TikTok here and there, but not with it, not like that. I'm a YouTuber. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna link up. I just wanna, my peoples. So if somebody could write down my Instagram on the chat, my Instagram is J_Smith134. Oh, I'll follow you on IG. Okay, Mr. Cayo. Mr. Cayo, if you could put my IG on the comment so people can see it. Let me grab my key real quick. I want to make sure you got my IG to send the link. I know Superman G, but listen. So guys, you see my IG right there. I appreciate it, William P. So listen to this, my peoples. Right now, go to that IG and write to me. Yo, Jay, I want in on the live. Write something, because when I go to my Instagram, when I grab my phone and I go to my Instagram, I'ma see it, and that's where I'ma send the link to. I'm sending the link to your IG, okay, guys? So I'm about to finish this live. I'm about to jump back on, and we're gonna go at it. Before I get out of here, I want to point one more thing out, guys. Everybody, yes, it's true. Let me pin it. Bam. There we go. There's my people's, my IG right there. J Smith 134. Everybody who's come in the live, you got 2 minutes. In your 2 minutes, as long as you're not disrespectful, you could trash talk, you could debate. It's on you. I don't have an issue with you saying this guy's gonna get beat up, this guy's gonna get pummeled, this guy's a bum. Give your opinion, what you gotta say. It's allowed. But disrespectful shit, talking crazy, you're gonna have to get kicked out. So, again, my peoples, I'm gonna end this live. Appreciate everybody who tuned in. I'm gonna see you guys in a few minutes. Let me see. Look, it's 8:43, my peoples. I'm gonna grab a bite to eat and jump right back on. When I jump on, there's gonna be a link available. Get ready. You already know what it is, man. This is Boxing for Breakfast. I'm Jay Smith. And of course, man, look, your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show is on fire, my people. We taking over. Morning boxing is here. We taking over this whole shit. My peoples, I'm going to see y'all in a few. I'm about to get the hell out of here. And the next time I see you, we're going to be trash talking. And y'all going to be telling me shit to my face. And y'all going to be telling the other subscribers, the other Box Channel family members, to their face what you got to say. I'll see you in a few, my peoples. Y'all already know. JJ's in there at 6 a.m. in California. At about 6:20 around there, we're going to be back live. Make sure you come back. My brother's going to be on fire. Y'all know how we get it, my people.